And so it begins. What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and today we have news from Ethermine, which is a mining pool for Ethereum. Currently the largest mining pool, especially since the ban of crypto in China has knocked Spark Pool into second place. And basically they are changing quite a few things coming up here in relation to the London hard fork. Yes, the title is that they will be paying 100% of the MEV out to miners, directly to miners, which sounds like a positive thing, but there's a huge caveat, and that is that miners will now be paying the transaction fees for the payouts. Let's get into it right after a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. To support the channel, click the join button below the video and you will get access to our privately hosted Rocket Chat. Selecting the $1.99 option will get you access, and after that you need to head over to the membership tab, scroll down, and expand out your membership perks. Find the section for connecting on social media, and in that section there will be a secret registration URL to join Rocket Chat, where you can sign up to enjoy talking with other cryptocurrency enthusiasts and miners without spammers, scammers, or bots. Welcome back. So I'm going to pop right in here, guys, and we are going to go through this. This is a pretty big stuff. So they are happy to announce Ethermine payout policy will change for the better starting at block 12,965,000, which is approximately August 5th of 2021. After the London hard fork. So remember, guys, here's what we have coming up. We've confirmed it. August 4th or so, we should see the launch of the London hard fork, which will include EIP 1559. To make that kind of long thing short here, EIP 1559 is going to presumably reduce, of course, the revenue paid out to miners, because it will be burning a portion of the fees that typically go to miners. And as part of that, obviously we can see that it is impacting it, or the projected impact will make changes to the way Ethermine is paying out. So number one here, which obviously is going to be the thing that sounds positive, and they really need to start off with that, is 100% instead of 80% of MEV rewards will be forwarded to miners. Now, as it currently stands, Hive on Pool, which we don't have an announcement for quite yet, is paying out 90% of MEV. And as you can see here, they are covering the transaction fee as well. Now, other pools do support MEV. You can always go over to miningpoolstats.stream, and on this website, if there is a plus MEV profits next to the pool, then they support MEV. The top three here being Ethermine, Spark Pool, and F2 Pool, with Hive on Pool coming in 5th. And then if we go down there to like 7th, we have two miners. A lot of them, it's very difficult to find how much MEV they are actually paying out. And this has always been kind of a problem with mining, actually, in general. Presumably, a lot of these pools have been doing MEV without the knowledge of the actual miners themselves for quite some time. I don't know which pools, but presumably there have been some that have been doing this. So it's kind of hard, because at this point they could pay out whatever they want as far as MEV, and it's hard to track that down and actually confirm how much they are. But that being said, the positive note here for Ethermine payout policy changing is going to be that it's 100% of the MEV rewards. This is going to be much needed, though, as that reduction from EIP 1559 is going to reduce mining profits. So number two, manual payouts and changing threshold can now be initiated also via IP verification. So I'll go over like changing your payout methods and a new dashboard, how to for Ethermine when this launches on August 5th. I've already put it into my calendar. So definitely hit the like, comment, subscribe button to come back and check out if you need to basically figure out what options are available there. We'll be going over them. 3, minimum payout threshold will be reduced to 0.01 ETH and no monthly automatic payouts. So they are changing that minimum payout threshold. The reason why, though, is so this sounds positive once again, but we're about to get hit with the big knockout punch here. And that is Number 4 here, payout transaction fee to be paid by the miner for all Ethereum mainnet payout transactions. Miners can set the maximum gas price they are willing to pay. What does this mean? If you're getting paid out on the Ethereum mainnet from Ethermine, you will be paying that transaction fee. Previously, they have been covering it. Right now, Hive on Pool covers it. They may be changing that as well. What does that tell us as miners? What does that mean? That means that basically Ethermine is preparing for a huge reduction in the profits that the pool can make. And in addition to that, there is definitely something going on with the fees that is making them change this, presumably EIP 1559. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that fees are going to go down. It actually just seems like it's possible that the fees are going to be more impactful on everybody if they are basically shifting this over. So let's talk about this in more detail. What they say here is because of EIP 1559 and its inherent transaction fee tax, which is the base fee, which is the portion they burn, it will no longer be possible for the pool to cover miner payout transaction fees. So let's talk about how this works typically, right? So when a transaction goes through right now, basically the entire fee will go to the mining pool. But because essentially a portion of that fee is just getting burned and going away completely, that's not going into the mining pool to then be paid out to miners, right? So because that burn is happening, it's going to basically make it very difficult for the math in the pool to be worked out. Essentially, think of it like actually receiving a portion and then that being, taken out of your paycheck later on. They could end up having that mining pool basically wallet go empty on accident from the fee burns, etc. This is why this is happening right now. And what could be very dangerous is Ethermine's way ahead of the game here. This is very good that they're doing this because it's going to be impactful to the entire mining pool operators, right? All of them. It's going to be an issue. And it could end up being that once this crosses over, a lot of pools start having insufficient fund issues within their pool wallets. This is going to prevent that from happening. Now, here's the good notes though. We have seen a strong demand for payouts on Polygon and other layer 2 solutions, and we'll add payouts via Optimism and Arbitrum, which is going to be super important as soon as possible. Hence, the payout policy will be adapted as follows. Here's layer 1. Daily automatic payouts of all balances above your configured payout threshold, 10 to 0.01 ETH. Network fee, transaction fee paid by the miner. Default max acceptable gas price will be 40 GUI. And then manual on-demand payout of all balances above 0.005 ETH. Network transaction fees to be paid by the miner can now be initiated via MetaMask and via IP. Here is how sidechain Polygon Matic will work. Daily automatic payouts of all balances above 0.005 ETH. Network transaction fees paid by the pool. Paid by the pool. Guys, what is saving miners right now, small home miners right now, is going to be that side chain of Polygon Matic. Yes, we know there are significant delays between side chains moving from Ethereum to Polygon Matic. It's gonna be slower, but it might be the only thing that keeps you efficient and up and running right now. You can start getting slaughtered by these fees. Definitely going to have to go back through and start comparing pools again, figuring out what options there are, side chain options like this, even at a larger scale of farm, right? Something like, let's say like a large home farm, like 3 to 6 gigahash a second. It's probably not going to be viable to be paying these fees all the time. We're going to have to see how they calculate out and all of that. But side chains, I may even be moving to that. You know, I've recommended it for the smaller miners that aren't getting daily payouts. You know, we've done the guide. Make sure you go check out the guide. But now for even like pretty large home farms slash, like, I'm moving, so we're going to be expanding that even more. I may need to now move to these side chains and start getting very familiar with moving, you know, quite a bit through there, because these fees are just going to hurt your profits a lot coming out. So not only do you have the pool fee now, but you also are going to be paying the pool, or paying the fees for the pools to get into your wallet. And I do presume that other pools will start to follow suit here. What I think Ethermine is seeing here is basically kind of what impact is going to happen and how severe this impact is going to be to them. And they are preemptively getting ahead of it. The miners haven't seen it. A lot of the other pools apparently haven't seen this yet. So this is very telling about what's about to happen. And I think that you're going to see basically a decrease in mining profits, not only due to EIP 1559 directly, but also due to the paying for the transaction fees from your profits. So anything that's coming in that you've mined, your share, you're going to basically pay another fee on that coming out to you. So it's going to be getting taxed. You know, you not only are you doing the work when those fees are being taxed, but you're also going to be taxed on the way out. I'm just using taxed as an easy term to describe exactly what's going on here. But you know, they do have a limit, so that's good. And we'll have to see exactly how much that impacts it on top of EIP 1559. But the reason why I think they're, you know, doing this 100% of MEV is because it's not going to look enticing to be on Ethermine anymore, or even mine Ethereum as a whole, unless the miners are getting full benefits from MEV. And that extra 20% of MEV presumably, you know, will counteract some of this cost, right? What do you guys think in the comment section below? Are you going to be prepared to move to layer 2 solutions? I'm excited for Optimism and Arbitrum to come out. And we'll have to see, you know, that's going to be 3 different things that we can compare as far as layer 2 and sidechain solutions. So we'll have Matic, we'll have Optimism, and we'll have Arbitrum. We can compare and can contrast them all. I'm looking forward to that, because also that just means we get to learn new stuff. And I love learning new stuff. I do feel like I haven't had the opportunity to learn as much recently, especially because I've been busy. My house is still flooded. I'm exhausted. I'm hoping that we'll get back into a groove here though. But I wanted to get you guys up on this. This is a big deal. I think this is kind of like the whole like, and so it begins, because this is basically hinting at exactly how impactful London hard fork is going to be on mining, and how impactful EIP 1559 really is. If the pools are no longer willing to cover the transaction fees coming out and paying out to the miners, then you know that there was or will be a significant impact on the profitability of mining Ethereum. That's it. That's pretty much what it is. Don't think this is like a disguise. I feel like it's a little disingenuous, because it's like, we have some exciting news and these are all good changes for the better. And yeah, you start off with that whole 100% of MEV, and you start off with, you know, some, you know, lowering the fee payouts. Well, of course you can lower the payout threshold, because you're no longer paying the fees on the transactions. So all that is like, oh, okay, cool. If you read through 1, 2, and 3, awesome. Once you get to 4, it's like, bam, gut punch. We got you. We just put it down at 4. We told you everything was good, but come on. It's clear as day it's not good. I'll see you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this content, you can watch more by clicking this playlist up here, or go ahead and subscribe.